You learned how to find the arithmetic mean of the given data. If it is a group of data, then how do you find it? You learned two methods. First one is the direct method, finding the arithmetic mean by direct method. The second method is finding the arithmetic mean by assumed mean method. Now, in today's class, you will learn finding the arithmetic mean by step deviation method. In this step deviation method, calculation part will be very easy. Let us start our class. Class 10, statistics. In the previous class, you learned how to find arithmetic mean. So, arithmetic mean, arithmetic mean of group data, of group data can be found can be found by the following methods. By the following methods. Number one, direct method. Second method is assumed mean method. Assumed mean method. And the third method is step deviation method. Step deviation method. In the earlier classes, we completed direct method and assumed mean method. Now, you will learn step deviation method in this class. We discuss step deviation method in this class. Let us solve the problems using step deviation method. Find the arithmetic mean. Find the arithmetic mean of the following data, of the following data using using step deviation method. step deviation method. Now let us note down the problem. Class interval, number of students, number of students. First one is 10 to 25. In 10 to 25 interval, there are two students. 25 to 40 interval, there are three students. 40 to 55 interval, 40 to 55 interval. In this interval, there are seven students. 55 to 70 interval, 55 to 70 interval. In this interval, there are six students. There are six students. 70 to 85 interval, 70 to 85 interval. In this interval, there are six students. 85 to 100, 85 to 100 interval. In this, there are six students. So let us check this. 10 to 25 interval, two students are there. 25 to 40, three students. 40 to 55, seven students. 55 to 70, six students. 70 to 85, six students. 85 to 100, six students. Now we have to find the arithmetic mean of this given data by step deviation method. Now we form the table. Now the first one is class interval. Class interval. Class interval. Second column is number of students, number of students, and this is fi, number of students fi. Next, class marks. Class marks, it is xi. Next, deviation. Di equal to xi minus a. Next column is ui equal to xi minus a by h. Next column fi ui. So let us note down the name of the method: step deviation method. Arithmetic mean, arithmetic mean by step deviation method. Step deviation method. Now let us note down the first class interval 10 to 25. This is 10 to 25. In this class interval, there are two students. Now, second class interval is 25 to 40. 25 to 40. In this class interval, there are three students. Now we write 40 to 15, 55 class interval. 40 to 55 class interval, there are seven students. Next, 55 to 70 class interval. 55 to 70 class interval, there are six students. Next, 70 to 85 class interval, 70 to 85 class interval. In this, there are 6 students. Now, 85 to 100 class interval. In this also, there are 6 students. Now, let us calculate. Now, class marks are obtained by the formula upper limit plus lower limit by 2. So, you have already learned this concept. So, first one is 10 plus 25 by 2. This is equal to 35 by 2, equal to, I write it in red, 17.5. So class marks for this is obtained by upper limit plus lower limit by 2. So that is, here I will write it xi equal to upper limit plus lower limit by 2. This is upper limit. So now we have found class marks for this interval, and for the next one is 25 plus 40 by 2. This is equal to 65 by 65 by 2. This means this is equal to 32.5. 32.5. So class marks for the interval 25 to 40 is 32.5. Next, 40 to 55. For 40 to 55 class interval, we can find 40 plus 55 by 2. 40 plus 55 by 2 equal to 95 by 2. 95 by 2 equal to, this equals to 47.5. So this step is 47.5. We have found it. Now we find the class interval. We find a class interval for 55 to 70 interval. So class marks for the class interval 55 to 70. We can find this by upper limit plus lower limit by 2. 55 55 plus 70 by 2, that equal to 125 by 2. This is equal to 62.5. 62.5. Now we find class marks for the class interval 70 to 85 using the formula upper limit plus lower limit by 2. So 70 plus 85 by 2 equal to 155 by 2. This is equal to 77.5. We get 77.5. Now we consider the class interval 85 to 100. For this class interval, we find the class marks using the formula upper limit plus lower limit by 2. 85 plus 100 by 2, that equal to 185 by 2. This is equal to 92.5. 92.5. So in this we have calculated the class marks. We have calculated the class marks. Now we have to take assumed mean. In the earlier class, I explained you how to consider the assumed mean. Here we have the class marks are x1, class marks are class marks. We have x1 equal to 17.5, x2 equal to 32.5, x3 equal to 47.5, x4 equal to 62.5, x5 equal to 77.5, x6 equal to 92.5. So I told you assumed mean A equal to the center of the values x1, x2, x3, x4 and so on xn. I explained this concept in the previous class. Assumed mean A equal to the center value of this x1, x2, x3, x4, xy, x6. Center value of x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6. So here the center values means we can take either x3 or x4. x3 or x4 can be taken as the assumed mean. Here I am considering x3. This is equal to 47.5. If you don't want to take x3 as assumed mean, you can consider x4 as the assumed mean. It is left as a choice to you. It is not compulsory to take x3 only as assumed mean. Now we have noted down assumed mean 47.5. So here we calculate this 17.5 minus 47.5. So what is the value of this? 17.5 minus 47.5. It is minus 30. It is minus 30. So I write it minus 30. This is using the formula di equal to xi minus a. So this is xi 47.5 is a. Assumed mean is 47.5. Now for the class interval 25 to 40, we can find di, d2. That is, this is d1 is found. Now we can find d2. D2 means x2 minus a. I will write it x2 minus a. This is equal to 32.5 minus 47.5. So here also I will write x1 minus a equal to. So what is the value of 32.5 minus 47.5? It is 15. It is 15. Now students, you note down this is x1. This is x1 and this is x2. And this is x3. So in the next we find d3. d3 equal to x3 minus a. This is d2. This is d1. So this is 47.5 equal to 47.5 minus 47.5 equal to 0. So this is d3. Now we find d4. d4 equal to, this is x4. x4 minus a equal to 62.5. 62.5 minus 47.5. This is equal to 15. So d4 is 15. Now here I write this is x5. x5. This is x5. So d5 equal to x5 minus a. That equal to 77.5. 77.5 minus 47.5. This is equal to 30. So d5 is 30. We have found this value. The next step, we find this is x6. So d6 D6 equal to X6 minus A. 92.5 92.5 minus 47.5. Assumed mean A. A is 47.5. This is equal to 45. So we got D6 45. And here also in this column also we will note down this. This is F1. This is F1. This is F2. F3. This is F4. This is F5. This is F6. Now UI equal to UI can be UI equal to U1 equal to U1 equal to D1 by H. Then what is H? Here H is generally taken as the class interval. I will note down here what is H. H equal to generally class interval is taken, but class interval need not be, it is not compulsory to take class interval only. We have not we take any value which can divide D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6. So we have D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6. In this there are 6 deviations. We found D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6. So we will note down D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6. So what are those D1 equal to? D1 equal to minus 30, D2 equal to minus 15, D3 equal to 0, D4 equal to 15, D5 equal to 30, D6 equal to 45. Which number divides all these values? Which number divides all these numbers? D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6. That is, H is taken as the common divisor, highest common divisor of all this. Now, if you observe this, 15 divides all these values. 15, H equal to 15 divides all D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6. So we take H equal to 15. We take H equal to 15. So here I have given this information to all of you so that you need not worry how to choose H. In most of the cases, H is taken as a class interval. H is taken as a class interval. But it is not compulsory to take class interval only. We follow this method. We follow this method. Here H equal to 15. H is a number which divides D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6. So that it converts these deviations into smallest numbers. So minus 30 by 15. Minus 30 by 15 equal to minus 2. This is H1. This is U1. Now next step is U2 equal to D2 by H. D2 means this D2 by H, that equal to, this is actually minus 15 we should write here. It is actually minus 15. So minus 15 by 15 equal to minus 1. U2 is minus 1. Now we find U3. U3 equal to D3 by H. What is D3? 0. 0 by 15. 0 by 15 is equal to 0. Now U4. U4 equal to D4 by H. What is the value of D4? It is 15. D4 is 15. 15 by 15 equal to 1. So U4 is 1. Next U5. U5 equal to D5 by H. D5 by H. What is the value of D5? Here we found D5 is 30. So 30 by 15. 30 by 15. 30 by 15. This is equal to 2. Now we find U6. What is the value of U6? It is D6 by H. D6 by H. That equal to 45 by 15. 45 by 15, it is equal to 3. So U6 is 3. Now we have calculated all the required values. We have noted down F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6. Next, second column is X1, X2, X3, X4, X5, X6. All these are class marks. Next, we have found the deviations. D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6. Next, step deviations. U1, U2, U3, U4, U5, U6. These are found. Now the last column is, this is the first one is first row. It is F1 multiplied by U1. F1 U1 equal to, what is F1? It is 2. 2 multiplied by U1. It is minus 2. equal to minus 4. So you can understand this. It is u f1 multiplied by u1. We have f1 equal to 2 and u1 equal to minus 2. So we can find f1 u1 equal to minus 4. 2 multiplied by minus 2. Next, f2 multiplied by u2. This is equal to, what is f2? 3. 3 multiplied by u2. u2 is minus 1. So minus 1. This is equal to minus 3. This is equal to minus 3. And next, f3 u3. f3 u3. This is equal to, the value of f3 is 7. 7 multiplied by u3 is 0, equal to 0. Next, f4 u4. f4 u4. f4 u4. This is equal to, f4 is 6. 6. f4 is 6. u4 1. 6 multiplied by 1 equal to 6. Now, for the class interval 70 to 85, we have to write f5 multiplied by u5. f5 u5. f5 u5. This is equal to, f5 is 6 multiplied by u5 is 2. This is equal to 12. Next, last class interval 85 to 100. So we have f6 u6. f6 u6. This is equal to, f6 is 6. 6 multiplied by u6, it is 3, equal to 18. Now we add all the values in the second column, that is f1 plus f2 plus f3 plus f5 plus f6. f1 plus f2 plus f3 plus f4 plus f5 plus f6. It is written as sigma fi. So we get the sum equal to 30. We get the sum equal to 30. Next, we find the sum of the last column, sigma fi ui. Sigma fi ui. If we add all these values, we get 29. 29. So up to this, we have prepared the required table to find the arithmetic mean by step deviation method. Now we use the formula to find step deviation, to find arithmetic mean by step deviation. Therefore, arithmetic mean by step deviation method, x bar equal to a plus A is assumed mean. A plus sigma Fi Ui divided by sigma Fi multiplied by H. Multiplied by H. So this is equal to assumed mean. We have taken assumed mean as 47.5. Assumed mean is 47.5. So we note down 47.5 plus what is the value of sigma FIUI? Here we have already written here A equal to 47.5 sigma FIUI equal to 29 sigma Fi equal to 30. So we substitute these values. So 29 by 30. Write 29 by 30 multiplied by 2. This is equal to 47.5 plus this is not 2 for 15. This is 15. H is 15. H is 15. So after simplification, 15 ones, 15 twos. So you get 29 by 2, that equal to 14.5. So we can write 14.5. So here we can write 14.5. So we get 62. X bar equal to 62. What is X bar? So we can write the mean marks obtained by a student. The mean marks obtained by a student is 62. So this is how we find the arithmetic mean by step deviation method. Dear students, I would like to explain this step deviation method so that all of you will be able to understand in the better way. Here the most important thing is preparing the table. If you learn how to prepare the table, then it will be very easy. Now let us note down the class interval 20 to 10 to 25. Class interval 20 to 10 to 25. Number of students is 2. Class interval 25 to 40. Number of students 3. It is taken as F2. 40 to 55. Number of students 7. We take it as F3. F3. Next class interval is 55 to 70. Number of students 6. It is F4. 70 to 85 class interval, number of students is 6. It is F6, F5. Class interval 85 to 100, number of students is 6. We take it as F6. Now, if you understand F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, now we will we will try to understand the calculation part of third column, class marks. Class marks are denoted by x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6. Here we simply we have written a xi equal to upper limit plus lower limit by 2. Now consider the class interval 10 to 25. 10 is the lower limit, 25 is the upper limit. Class marks equal to lower limit plus upper limit by 2. 10 plus 25 by 2. 10 plus 25 by 2 equal to 35 by 2. So we get 17.5. X1 is 17.5. Now we consider the class interval 25 to 40. In this class interval 25 to 40, lower limit is 25, upper limit is 40. So class marks equal to upper limit plus lower limit by 2. 25 plus 40 by 2 equal to 65 by 2. We get x2 equal to 32.5. x2 is 32.5. Now we consider the class interval 40 to 55. 40 to 55, lower limit is 40, upper limit is 55. Here we calculate class marks by the formula upper limit plus lower limit by 2. So 55 plus 40 by 2, this is 95 by 2. We get x3 equal to 47.5. Next we consider class interval 55 to 70. Class interval 55 to 70, 55 is lower limit, 70 is upper limit. We calculate the class marks by the formula upper limit plus lower limit by 2. So 55 plus 70 by 2 equal to 125 by 2. So we get x4 equal to 62.5. Next, we consider class interval 70 to 85. We find class marks by upper limit plus lower limit by 2. 70 plus 85 by 2 equal to 155 by 2. That equal to 77.5. So x5 is 77.5. Now we consider the class interval 85 to 100. Lower limit plus upper limit by 2. 85 plus 100 by 2 equal to 185 by 2. So we get 92.5. This is x6. We note down x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6 here. Class marks obtained are x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6. We noted down here x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6. Now, what is assumed mean? What is the assumed mean? Assumed mean is a value which is the center of all this. That is x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6. Which is the center value? Here x3 or x4 can be taken as assumed mean. x3 or x4 can be taken as assumed mean. Here I have taken x3. If you want to check it, you can take assumed mean equal to x4. That is 62.5, and you can solve the problem. Now, assumed mean is 47.5. After taking the assumed mean equal to 47.5, now we find the deviations. D1 equal to x1 minus a. 17.5 minus 47.5, that equal to minus 30. D2 equal to x2 minus a equal to 32.5 minus 47.5 equal to minus 15. D3 x3 minus a, x3 minus a. x3 is 47.5, a is 47.5, so 47.5 minus 47.5 is 0. Next D4, D4 is 62.5. Assumed mean a 47.5. 62.5 minus 47.5 is 15. So D4 is 15. Next we calculate D5. D5 equal to x5 minus a, that equal to 77.5 minus 47.5. We get D5 equal to 50, 30. Next we calculate D6. So to find D6, we use x6 minus a. What is x6? Yes, x6 is 92.5. 92.5 minus a 47.5. 92.5 minus 47.5 is 45. So we got the deviations D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6. Here we have noted down D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6. Now H, what is the H? In general, H is taken as the class interval, length of the class interval, length of class interval. Generally, it is taken as the length of the class interval. So that is 25 minus first class interval length is 25 minus 15. 25, no, 10 25 minus, so 25 minus 10 equal to 15. And next 40 minus 25, it is also 15. 55 minus 40, it is also 15. 70 minus 55, it is also 15. 85 minus 70, it is also 15. 100 minus 85, it is also 15. So generally, length of the class interval is taken as h. But it is not a must and should to take the length of the class interval only. In general, we consider D1, D2, D3 if h divides, if h should divide, h divides all D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6 in such a way that we choose h. It should divide all D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6. Now, let us observe this. U1 equal to D1 by H. We have taken H equal to 15. H equal to 15. So, U1 equal to minus 30, D1 by 15. Minus 30 by 15 equal to minus 2. u2 equal to d2 by h. d2 is minus 15, h is 15. So minus 15 by 15 equal to minus 1. Next, u3. u3 is d3 by h. d3 is 0, h is 15, 0 by 15. So we get 0. u4. u4 is d4 by h. d4 is 15, h is 15. So 15 by 15, 1. d5 equal to u5 equal to d5 by h. u5 equal to d5 by h. So d5 is 30, h is 15. 30 by 2 is 30 by 15 is 2. Next, we calculate u6. u6 equal to d6 by h. d6 is 45, h is 15. d6 is 45, h is 15. 45 by 15 equal to 3. Right. Now we have calculated u1, u2, u3, u4, u5, u6. Now we find the last column, f1, u1. f1 is 2. f1 is 2. u1 is minus 2. You observe this table. f1 is 2, u1 is minus 2. So product is minus 4. Next, f2, u2. f2 is 3. f2 is 3. u2 is minus 1. u2 equal to minus 1. 3 multiplied by minus 1 equal to minus 3. Next, f3, u3. f3 equal to 7. u3 equal to 0. So 7 multiplied by 0 equal to 0. Next, f4, u4. f4 is 6. u4 is 1. f4 multiplied by u4 equal to 6 multiplied by 1 equal to 6. Next, f5, u5. f5 is 6, u5 is 2. 5 multiplied by 2, 6 multiplied by 2, 12. Next, f6, u6. f6 is 6, u6 is 3. 6 multiplied by 3 is 18. Now we add all the values of second column, f1, f2, f3, f4, f5, f6. This is noted as sigma fi. Sigma fi is equal to 30. Next, we add all the values in the last column. We get a sigma fi ui equal to 29. Sigma fi ui equal to 29. Now, after calculating and preparing this table, we have noted down h equal to 15, assumed mean a equal to 47.5, sigma ui fi equal to 29, sigma fi equal to 30. Arithmetic mean by step deviation method equal to x bar equal to a plus sigma fi ui upon sigma fi multiplied by h. So a is assumed mean is 47.5, sigma fi ui is 29, sigma fi it is 30, h is 15. So we have written all these values, and after simplifying this we get 47.5 plus 14.5. So the total is 62. X bar is 62. Now we write the step The mean marks obtained by a student is 62. So this is step deviation method. This is a step deviation method. Dear students, I explained all the three methods to find the arithmetic mean of a group of data. First method is direct method. Second method is assumed mean method. Third method is step deviation method. Now, from the next class onwards, we will consider a problem to find the arithmetic mean by all the three methods. We consider a problem and we try to find the arithmetic mean by direct method, assumed mean method, and step deviation method. So you must try to understand all these concepts and practice. From tomorrow onwards, we will try to solve all the problems. That is, we find arithmetic mean by all the three methods. Thank you all students. Thank you very much.